Regularly scheduled programming will not be seen today due to the following WRAL news special.
The matchup is set. The battle lines are drawn. With no room for doubt, the Carolina Panthers must keep pounding against the Denver Broncos in hopes of bringing home the Super Bowl 50 trophy.
Thank you for joining us for this WRAL special Keep Pounding. From sunny Northern California, I'm Gerald Owens.
And I'm Jeff Gravely. Boy, we're here at Super Bowl City in San Francisco, and I'm seeing more and more Panthers gear showing up. You know what I'm saying? I think whether they're fans coming from Charlotte, we've heard some people from Rocky Mount, Raleigh that have made their way here, so it's pretty interesting, too. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it boom, 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 boom. That Keep Pounding drum, it, too, is on its way to San Francisco. The team announced on their website that they will have this Keep Pounding drum out here on the sidelines with them for the big game. And tickets to Super Bowl 50 are on their way to becoming the most expensive for a sporting event in U.S. history. Ticket tracking site SeatGeek reports the average ticket price just shy of $5,000. Far more expensive than tickets to Super Bowl 49, which set an NFL record.
Over the next 30 minutes, we're going to show you how this game is creating headlines on and off the field. You know, Jeff, you're a dad, and you know that no one is prouder of a football player, especially in a big game like this, than a father is of his son.
Absolutely.
Coming up, we'll tell you why the trip to Santa Clara to see his son play this weekend takes on a special meeting for A.J. Klein and his dad. Also ahead, Super Bowl 50 has been called the Golden Game. Just ahead, the story behind the special way former Super Bowl players are being honored with a uniquely golden gift. Our Ken Smith will join us live in Charlotte, the home of the Carolina Panthers. He'll tell us about one of their secret weapons as the Queen City gets ready for this big game on Sunday. And Deborah Morgan is in the WRAL Keep Pounding studio. She'll have a look at some of the wagers being made between the Panthers and Broncos fans.
Deb's looking good in there. I'll tell you what, though, getting a chance this week to walk around on Radio Row, there are about thousands and thousands of people there talking about the Super Bowl. One of the topics is this Peyton Manning's final game. But one of the hot topics, why is Cam Newton such a polarizing and popular quarterback? That's the gist of my conversation with Adam and Joe from 99.9 The Fan.
For me, this is not about Cam being a black quarterback. It's really changing the way the quarterback position is played, no matter what color the quarterback is. Even green, which is the color of football, if you think about it. We've had black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. Cam's the 6th, 4 in a row. I mean, it's really not an issue anymore. It's the style that he plays that's the issue.
Joe, they're trying to knock him off of his game, but I think he's handled it tremendously.
Yeah, we have fun with Cam Newton in the way that he kind of messes up his phrases, you know, being put on a pinnacle, hindsight being 50-50, but it's all done in fun.
Absolutely.
The thing is, when you pay attention to what he's actually saying, he's very self-aware. He's aware of the moment, he's aware of what he represents, and he's not afraid to talk about that. They see him play on the field, he's having fun, and that might, you know, rub people the wrong way. But when you actually watch him interact, he's a very impressive person. And that might even give people more reason to not like him because he's so confident that they wish he were a little bit more humble. I appreciate it, though, being as self-aware as he is.
How much criticism does Cam get for his celebrations and everything because of his race?
There's nothing wrong with not liking the fact that Cam Newton does all these things. We like our athletes to be humble. We like them to respect the game. These are all things that we've always said in the past, and it doesn't matter if it's Cam Newton or Tom Brady doing it. But the element of race comes into play when we talk about the culture aspect, when we talk about words like thug. When you hear words like that, I'm not saying that just because you don't like them means you're a racist. It's just when certain keywords are being thrown around when talking about your dislike of Cam Newton, a lot of people tell on themselves.
There's an element also about the position he plays. We watch J.J. Watt sack a quarterback, and he does some sort of a dance or, you know, makes some sort of gesture, and it's cool because he's a defensive end. But a quarterback who isn't humble, now we have a problem.
But, Gerald, at least Cam Newton did not have to answer the most idiotic question that's ever been asked at a Super Bowl. Back in the day when Doug Williams was the quarterback of the Washington Redskins, when he was asked, how long have you been a black quarterback? The dumbest question that's ever been asked. At least Cam didn't have to answer that one.
And all Doug Williams did was go out and lead his team to a 42-10 victory over the Denver Broncos.
That's exactly right.
35 points in the second quarter. I remember like it was yesterday. Many of the players' families are starting to make their way to the Bay Area. Mandy Mitchell caught up with a couple of parents who are especially grateful to make this trip.
It's pretty awesome.
Is there anything better for a parent than to see a child's dream come true?
The night of the NFC Championship was like, wow, does this really happen?
Gene and Len Klein always kind of thought it would. Their son, Panthers linebacker A.J. Klein, got the idea of playing in the NFL early on.
He said that as a kid.
And now he's here, an experience that would touch the heart of any parent, but is particularly special for this family at this time. Len, who A.J. calls his biggest role model, is battling a rare form of cancer.
I underwent 33 radiation treatments and bouts of chemo.
Diagnosed in April 2014, it's been almost a 2-year fight, one that A.J. decided to share with Panthers fans a few months after he got the news.
To us, prayers are everything, and to have people reach out to me and to my family to just say prayers are with you and just have that support. I mean, miracles happen that way.
The Kleins couldn't make it to a single Panthers game this season because of Len's treatments, but they say there was no way they were going to miss coming here to California to watch A.J. on football's biggest stage.
They've worked around me, and they've worked with it. So when we get back next Tuesday, I go back down to Chicago for a couple days. And take it from there.
Tuesday is well in the distance as this mom and dad focus solely on one very big Sunday.
I think I'll cry. It's going to be emotional. It was down.
Emotional. Yeah. But I think we'll cry for different reasons than what people realize.
Happy tears followed by cheers. Two things cancer can't touch. Mandy Mitchell, WRAL Sports, San Francisco.
Boy, so much weight on their shoulders, Jeff. Wow. It just goes to show you what people are dealing with as they come here to this incredible spectacle. They have, of course, personal issues to deal with. A.J., you know, he's got the old locker of Sam Mills, the former Panthers linebacker who died of cancer. So this is extra special for him.
And, you know, we talked to him about that, too. And he goes, I just can't believe when I was told a couple of weeks ago that I am actually in Sam Mills' locker with what my dad has gone through. Yep. Tremendous, tremendous story. And an ultimate visualization of Keep Pounding.
Right.
When we come back on our Keep Pounding special, hey, look, it's one thing to be friends for 50 years. How many of us have been able to say they've done that? But how about going to all 50 Super Bowls? There's a group of 5 who have done that. We will talk to them when we come back. But first, let's head to Ken Smith in Charlotte.
Jeff, we have a couple of guys who are the Spanish language voices of the Carolina Panthers. Why, how they call the game is catching on with a whole lot of new fans. All that and more coming up as we keep pounding with our Super Bowl special.
From your Carolina Airmen in the desert, we have a special message for the Carolina Panthers. Break those Broncos! Keep pounding!
The weather could not be more perfect for this Sunday's game here in California. Expected to be about 70 degrees in the afternoon on Sunday. San Francisco all decked out for Super Bowl Sunday, and people around here certainly are enjoying it. We have too today as the sun has come out and starting to feel a little warm. Thanks for joining us and continue our coverage of our Keep Pounding special.
You know, Jeff, tens of thousands of people here in the Bay Area for the Super Bowl. For most of them, this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But for a select few, this is an annual event.
For a fan, if you go to the Super Bowl, you're pretty lucky.
Larry McDonald.
If you go to every Super Bowl, you're a celebrity. The NFL touts at least 16 people who have been to all 50 games. Writers.
I can't repeat what he said.
Photographers.
It's really something unique to do 50.
Club representatives.
It's just been a pleasure the whole way.
And of course, fans.
Alvin Stragus.
Wonderful experience. It's like our getting together for Thanksgiving or a family for Christmas. It's just a wonderful time.
Sylvan Scheffler likes the media attention, but this has always been about something else.
You're talking to 5 guys who've been friends for 50 years. This is as big as the Super Bowl is. This is a story of friendship.
The Super Bowl Five, as they call themselves, a group of guys all in their 80s, wouldn't miss this for the world.
The game is great, but getting together with my buddies once a year is just absolutely fantastic. Just fantastic.
Some of the stories were what you might expect.
Super Bowl II. There was no way that Oakland was going to win that game.
Others were the stories you really want to hear.
And then the stripper came out.
That was far-fetched.
Old age and wisdom have seasoned these guys. But 50 years on, what happens in San Francisco will likely be safe dinner conversation.
Unfortunately, we don't have as much fun as we used to have, but we still have a lot of fun.
You know, they can't do that anymore, but talk about the stories these guys had. Jeff, get this. The first Super Bowl, they paid $10 for a ticket.
Ooh. I hope they get a discount
in my pocket.
Yeah, I hope they get a discount to this one, you would think. I mean, I feel good to have been to 2 Super Bowls,
right.
And they've been to 50 now.
They should get a volume discount from the NFL.
I think they probably will. We'll still to come on our Keep Pounding coverage.
Touchdown! 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 Touchdown!
Oh, the Spanish language voices of the Carolina Panthers give a unique and energetic flair to the love of the game. Just ahead, how their coverage of the game goes well beyond the plays on the field. And we'll check in with Demo, Deborah Morgan in the WRAL Keep Pounding studio. She'll tell us how wild the rivalry between the Broncos and Panthers fans is getting.
We are members of the 145th Security Forces Squadron from Charlotte, North Carolina.
And the 169th Security Forces Squadron from Columbia, South Carolina. We want to give a big shout out to friends and families, to the Carolina Panthers. Bring Lombardi home. Keep pounding!
Super Bowl City is the perfect place for fans to get a taste of California and get ready for Sunday's big game between the Panthers and the Broncos.
Well, you know, there are plenty of people who have not been able to make it here, although I am seeing a little bit more of the teal and the black around here. But a lot of fans weren't able to get here, so they're going to have a Super Bowl party in the Queen City of Charlotte, and that's where our Ken Smith is with a story that I can't wait to see and hear, and the ones the Carolina Panthers players absolutely love. Ken?
Jeff and Gerald, bienvenidos a Charlotte, Casa de las Panteras. That's a familiar call for the Spanish language voices of the Carolina Panthers. And I know, Jeff, we spoke with a longtime voice of the Carolina Panthers, Mick Mixon, this week. But you're about to meet the Spanish language voices of the Carolina Panthers. And because of these guys and the Super Bowl run of the Panthers, it's all generating a lot more interest in football from our Spanish-speaking friends and neighbors.
This enthusiastic Spanish language radio call of Carolina Panthers games is catching on with a whole new legion of fans.
Touchdown! Touchdown! Touchdown!
Jaime Moreno and his nephew Luis Moreno Jr. make up the Spanish language broadcast team on 102.3 Latina out of Charlotte.
Touchdown! Eres tuyo, Cap!
Their colleagues say the guys bring an international flavor to this quintessential American sport.
Celebra tu querido Sebastián Newton!
People is trying to understand the rules, trying to know how it goes, but I think at the same time it's part of the sense of belonging too.
Si quieren platicar su experiencia, pueden marcar.
Artiega and others here say the way the guys call the games is appealing to a growing Hispanic population across North Carolina, including the Triangle.
Touchdown!
For Hispanics, soccer is the big thing. So, you know, we kind of tried and really tried to push football. And then this year, the guys that do the broadcast have just done an amazing job.
The guys aren't just known for their soccer-style calls, but also the nicknames they give to players, like Cam Newton. He's Dinosaur.
People talking about the game and saying every move and putting names. All this is a part of our culture, and it has been translated to the American football.
Touchdown! 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 Touchdown!
I tell you, photographer Tom Novelty and I could not get enough of those guys. And you don't even have to speak Spanish to enjoy their broadcast. Of course, those guys are in San Francisco and will be broadcasting the game on Sunday. And, you know, in order for them to call that touchdown, the Panthers will have to score some touchdowns. And we found out they have a secret weapon, and it has nothing to do with football. Waffle House restaurants. You heard me right. The Waffle House. It's popular with Carolina Panthers players right here in the Charlotte area. They go there many times, including Cam Newton. Several national publications like the Wall Street Journal have written about the Panthers' affinity for this Georgia-based restaurant chain. The word is the hours are just right for player schedules that really all over the place, and the laid-back style, and oh yeah, the food. Some of the players are known to frequent their favorite Waffle House either after practice or even before or after a game. And, you know, I had a chance to talk with a Waffle House manager. He said he's cooked for Thomas Davis, Jonathan Stewart, and Cam Newton. And Jeff and Gerald, I checked, the closest Waffle House to San Francisco is in Phoenix.
Oh, my.
What?
Well, we should probably leave now if you want to get there by the Super Bowl.
But the Friday lunch tradition for the Panthers, Bojangles, and they made sure an entire shipment of chicken, tea, and biscuits made it out here to San Francisco. So there's a way.
You can't find sweet tea here in San Francisco. They give you unsweetened tea and a couple packets of sugar. Not the same.
No, it's not.
Broncos and Panther fans aren't just talking smack to each other. They're putting their team support on the line in a number of different ways. Deborah Morgan is live in the WREO Keep Pounding studio to show us what sort of unusual wagers are being made on this game. Deb?
Oh, Jeff and Gerald, a lot of side bets going on the game for sure. The conductors of the Charlotte and Colorado Symphony Orchestras are getting in on the rivalry. If by some chance the Broncos were to win, the conductor of the Charlotte Orchestra would have to play hoedown while wearing a Peyton Manning jersey. But we all know when the Panthers win, the Colorado Symphony conductor will be playing Sweet Caroline while wearing a Cam Newton jersey. Great. I love it. I know we're going to be hearing that. And a wager between the North Carolina and Denver Zoo is getting a little wild.
When the Panthers win, you'll be at your main gate greeting your zoo guests wearing the winning jersey colors, blue and black. But you'll also be eating a biscuit and drinking sweet tea. Now, in the off...
And yes, of course, if the Broncos win, which they won't, the director here at the North Carolina Zoo will wear a Denver jersey while greeting guests. David Crabtree and I have a little wager of our own with our counterparts at KCNC, the CBS station in Denver. When the Panthers win, this is what their newsroom will send us. Go ahead and take a look. All items from former Broncos players, McCaffrey's Rocky Mountain mustards and condiments, Stinkin' Good green chili, TD's Mile High Salute barbecue sauce from Terrell Davis, and of course some Coors Original to wash it all down. Now, in the very unlikely scenario the Broncos win, we will send the Denver folks Clyde Cooper's barbecue, Angus Barn crackers and cheese, Carolina Pale Ale brewed in Holly Springs, and some Kakalaki nuts. Aren't you hungry now? But I can taste that chili. Well, as we get ready to send it back out to Jeff and Gerald in San Francisco, Jeff, we have a very special message to the Panthers from a group of elementary schools from your hometown in Oxford. They got the dab down, and boy, Jeff and Gerald, those are some very excited little fans.
That's your stomping ground.
My peeps from West Oxford. My peeps. It's so good to see them supporting the Carolina Panthers. That's
answering the bell.
Yes, they are.
And Deborah Morgan answering the bell. Deb, once again, you have an outfit for everything.
No question about it.
Absolutely. I
no
couldn't
doubt
miss
about
this.
It. We're going to continue. And we're going to continue our Keep Pounding coverage with the salute with the Golden Footballs, the golden anniversary of the Super Bowl. It traveled from state to state with plenty of stops in North Carolina.
Hello, Panther Nation. CW2 Rocky Sampson here from Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Just want to give a shout out to the Carolina Panthers to bring the Lombardi Trophy back to the Carolinas. Keep pounding.
You know, the NFL is very powerful, but there is no truth to the rumor that the Golden Gate Bridge has been painted gold in celebration of the 50th anniversary of the Super Bowl. But there have been golden footballs being passed from state to state, making many stops, including in North Carolina. Win or lose, if you played in the Super Bowl, the NFL wanted to recognize you and your high school. They did so with a special 50th anniversary gold football presentation all across the country. Former Denver Broncos Steve Wilson made his delivery to his alma mater, Northern Durham High School.
Just wanted the young men to understand that they can live out all their dreams, coming the same way that I came.
It became a part of many halftime festivities in the fall, from Antoine Harris at Ravenscroft to Willie Parker at Clinton. Smiles as wide as the Golden Gate Bridge couldn't be hidden on these days of recognition. Former NC State receiver Torrey Holt was followed by CBS This Morning and NFL Films on his trip back to his high school in Gibsonville, North Carolina.
I'm from here, made it out, played in the National Football League, and was able to win the Super Bowl. So to be able to bring the ball back is very special.
These students wanted to hear about Holt's Super Bowl win. This is the NFL linking the past to the present. And you know, the NFL does such a good job of that. We see it all the time. They're going to honor the MVPs of all of the Super Bowls in the pregame. So it's one of those moments you don't want to miss. And it has been interesting to see that golden football go from state to state. Yeah. A lot in our area. Torrey Holt was certainly enamored by having to take that to his high school. And by the way, Torrey is not here at the Super Bowl. He's in London. He was flown there by the NFL to go pump up the NFL in London like it really needs it, but that's where Torrey is. So hey,
we continue to play there too, and those fans love football just like they do here.
And it was announced today they're going to play a game in Mexico next year.
Yep, Mexico City. That should be great. WRL, of course, you're home for all things Super Bowl. Our coverage begins at 11 o'clock Sunday with Super Bowl 50 before they were pros. And then at noon, the road to the Super Bowl, followed by at 1 o'clock, Phil Simms' All-Iron Team Super Bowl edition.
And at 2 o'clock, the Super Bowl today. All of that leading up to coverage of the championship game in Santa Clara. Coverage of the Carolina-Denver matchup begins at 6. Kickoff at 6:30. And stay with us for a special edition of WRAL News following CBS post-game coverage. So that about wraps up things from here in San Francisco as we get set for Super Bowl Sunday. And, Gerald, I guess there's only one thing left to do.
Yeah.
You ready?
Let's go.
Boom! There we go. Had to do it.
No?
Yes. Had to do it. Well, thumbs up or thumbs down. See you Sunday.